In the Rialto Unified School District, as a part of our strategic plan, we emphasize the importance of providing rigorous and relevant learning experiences. The recently launched American Sign Language program at Eisenhower High School is a prime example of this commitment. We're thrilled to dive deeper into this exciting initiative on the Bridge Podcast. Here to share some insight about this program are students Alexis Zarazua and Daniel Ruiz, along with their teacher, Mrs. Rebecca Barbee. I want to first say thank you so much for being on the show. And Miss Barbee, how did American Sign Language come to fruition in the Rialto Unified School District for the first time ever? Tell us the story.
I had gone on a field trip with our 8th grade students. I worked at Frisbee, and we were here. We were at Eisenhower signing up for classes for the next year. And I saw that sign language was going to be offered, and I was dying to know who the teacher was. And so I was encouraging all of my students, you should take ASL. It's so much fun. And I went over to personnel office and I said, hey, just curious, who's, the teacher for the sign language? And they said, well, we don't have one.
Oh, so they didn't have one yet.
Ding,
ding, ding, ding.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Right, exactly. And so I said, well, I happen to be qualified. And of course, then they checked my credentialing, and they said that I was qualified. I mean, there's some classes that I'm still having to take, but they said I was qualified, and here we are 2 years later. That's exciting.
Yeah, and of course, these are your two students. So thank you, Alexis, for being here, and Daniel for being here. Daniel, by the way, quarterback of the Eisenhower High School football team.
Yes.
What's your number?
12.
Oh, are you guys good? We good? Are we good?
Best in the city.
Oh,
nice.
Drop the mic. Not right now, afterwards. So, Daniel, tell me, obviously you're in Miss Barbee's class. Yeah. How is it? Is it exciting? Why did you choose this class, first of all?
Well, I chose ASL because it's something that I've always wanted to learn growing up. I've seen my mother doing it, using it, and I always thought to myself, what is the purpose? And I wanted to learn it, so when I seen that it was going to be taken, I took my chance at it, and I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's very entertaining. It's very collaborative. Collaborative. And it's just something so fun to learn about, especially with Ms. Barbee, a wonderful teacher, by the way.
Oh, there's your little...
so it's very fun, and it's something that I recommend for others as well.
Good testimonial. And what about you, Alexis? What made you want to take the ASL class?
Honestly, in the beginning, when I first got introduced into ASL, I honestly really got it off of social media. I would see signers who would sign, and I'd just be so fascinated. I'm like, oh my God, what is this?
Wow.
And I actually was taking a better look into it. And actually, I was even learning the alphabet before. And then Miss Barbee in my class, at the end of the school year, she's like, who's going to be taking ASL next year? And I was like, they have an elective. So I just took the chance.
And I can see Miss Barbee doing that because I know you've been in the district for many, many years. First of all, why don't you tell us where you've been? We know about Frisbee and Eisenhower, but where else did you start?
That
was just Frisbee night?
I was hired at Frisbee in 2004 and taught English on various levels over there.
And so she was your student at Frisbee as well, right? So Alexis moved over there. So how easy. Here you are thinking, sign language, that's cool. I'm learning more about it on social media. And then voila, the teacher that you knew at Frisbee is now at Ike, and she's teaching you it. Mm-hmm. How is she?
She's honestly amazing. We connect together really well. I think it's because I've had her since 8th grade. So I think as we've both grown in these years, I've connected with her more.
Excellent. So I want to see, in Cal State Northridge, is that where you took ASL?
I started at Mount Sac.
Okay.
I took 2 years at Mount Sac, and then my roommate, she was my best friend. She and I went to Northridge and took several years of ASL and various things up there. But then came back down and went to Cal State San Bernardino to get my teaching credential. But my ASL experience is definitely Northridge.
Okay. So do you teach one class or two class, and what is for curriculum purposes, and what is it that they have to take? How many classes do they have to take to master it? Or at what point do you teach seniors, juniors, sophomores, everyone?
Well, right now I have ASL 1 classes, and these guys are in ASL 2.
Okay.
I have 2 ASL 2 classes.
Okay. So who's in 2 and who's in 1? Or does it matter? It could be seniors, sophomores.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. It's
okay.
Either or. I have all levels in my ASL 1 class, and it's mostly juniors and seniors. Well, that's not true, because you guys have all levels in ASL 2 as well. I don't have freshmen there, obviously, because it's a prerequisite for ASL 1 to be in 2. But it's all levels. And I really wondered going in whether or not I was going to have seniors. But even last year in ASL 1, I had quite a few seniors that just took it as an elective and on a chance and loved it.
So is it challenging or is it kind of easy? You know what I mean? I mean, that's a tough question to ask, but because I'm going to have you do some signs in a minute. But is it they put you on the spot. Okay. You're here for this. You guys are the brightest. So is it easy or is it challenging?
Okay. It's not challenging. You just got to practice a lot. You got a lot. Like when I say a lot, you got to practice a lot. You got to review it. You got to go over it. You can't just do it in class and then go home and
because you can forget.
Yes, just like any other subject. It's just you got to keep practicing. You just got to keep reviewing it, and it gets easy over time. And it's just once it becomes a habit, it's just something that you can't forget.
Very good. What about you?
I'd completely agree. Honestly, I practiced like every day. I would go home and I'd sign to my parents who didn't even know what I was saying. And
that could be dangerous.
All vocabulary, promise. Basically though, it's really easy as long as you do practice. A lot of people will see it and they'll be like, oh no, that's like way too hard. Like I could never remember that. But it's honestly the same amount of effort as you would with learning any other language.
And I'm so glad both of you put that in perspective, because sometimes we do see sign language on television, on mainstream TV, and when they're going faster, you're thinking, I could never do that. And here you are, both of you saying, no, you just have to practice. It's fascinating, and you pick up on it.
Yes.
So is this a 1-year course, or is this something that you guys can take for 2 years, or?
I believe it's a 4-year course.
4-year course for both of you, right?
For high school. No, for me, I'm only going to be able to take it for 2 years since I'm a senior, but she will have for 4 years.
And you're going to do it for all 4 years?
I'm going to do it for all 4 years.
Excellent. Now, it says that you can graduate with a seal of biliteracy, Alexis, in ASL if you continue for the next 2 years, right? So if you take it for all 4 years, you're going to get that seal of biliteracy. That's great.
So cool.
That is pretty. And how do you feel about that?
That's super thrilling to me. To be able to be on the ground floor of this, which is why it was when this job first came to me. I thought to be on the ground floor of this and to really build this program for me, I was ready for something challenging, and this happened to become available, and to be on the ground floor and to watch these guys, to really take it as far as getting a seal of biliteracy. That's huge. That's really cool. I can't wait to see them in their graduations with their, their whatever it is, sashes.
And you're going to be, the sash.
Of course I will be there.
So proud.
Yes.
Like, hey, I had a big part in this.
Some of these kids I've had for 5 years now, because I had several of them in English, and it's a whole mom thing,
Of course.
They become mine.
And it's interesting because every school of ours in the Rialto Unified School District, we have Zupanic, which is our virtual academy. And then we have Myler. And we have Rialto High School and Carter High School. And they uniquely have something to offer to our students. So Eisenhower High School is the first school to offer the American Sign Language as a curriculum, as an extra, as a course. And it is so exciting to see all of you sit here. And I'm building you up because now I'm going to tell you, do something in sign language and tell me what it means. And so can you do that? Can we have a demonstration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so do I tell you what I'm going to sign first, or do I'm going to sign it and then you try to figure it out, or do I tell you after?
Oh, put me on the spot as a person. I can try to figure it out if you can go easy on me.
I'll go simple, very simple.
Okay, we did not rehearse this, and I don't know what you're going to do, but
neither do I.
Yeah.
Name.
Name is Daniel.
Yes.
Yes, because I got so, okay, I got one.
Yeah.
Good.
Do we count that as a victory?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Oh, she's gonna do it. I'm gonna lose this one. Go ahead, Alexis.
Okay.
This is ASL, American Sign Language, Eisenhower High School's bright students putting me on the spot. You, me, you are here. No, I knew
Those
it.
are good guesses, though.
I guess the
You?
same thing.
So what does it mean? What did you say?
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
How are you?
Maybe I need to go into your classroom. That's beautiful.
That's all ASL 1 stuff. They're not even getting into the complicated stuff.
Yeah, we'll not get to that.
Let's not get there.
Yeah.
And see, I was already intimidated because it to me it went fast, and it really isn't fast. So just let me ask you one real quick question. I know we got to get going. American Sign Language, Eisenhower High School, 4 years. You can graduate with a seal of biliteracy, and we are here with an awesome teacher, Miss Rebecca Barbee. If students take your class, what is their reaction after a while? Because there's a misconception. And what do you do? So you go into class, do you start talking, or do you just start with the sign language? And
Well, both years I started signing to them, and then, you get the whole deer in headlights thing, and they look at me all panicked. And I have to admit, I tend to use my voice probably more than I should. They get to the point where they're comfortable. These guys can do, my ASL 2 kids can do voices off pretty much the whole period.
Yeah.
And we're 80% of the period in our target language. And it gets easier, like they were both saying, it gets easier. The more we practice, we do a lot of partner activities where they're working, with each other and stuff, because like they both said, it's, you have to practice it, and and the more you practice, the better you are. They hear me say that all the time.
that's awesome. And now, Miss Barbee, if we have an audience of students perhaps and families watching this show and they want to enroll their child into the ASL, the American Sign Language program, with Mrs. Barbee, how do they do it? Do they just walk into, talk to their counselors? How easy is it?
As far as I know, it's really easy. A lot of the 8th graders come to Eisenhower beforehand to sign up for classes, and it is offered as it also counts as their language on their graduation. They have to have 2 years of a language in order to graduate for their A through G, and ASL does count for that. So they can talk to their counselors. All of the middle school counselors know that the program is offered, and they can. It's fairly easy to sign up, as far as I know.
Excellent. Perfect. And before we leave, is there something, how do I say thank you to all of you for being here today in sign language?
So get your dominant hand. If you're right-handed,
Okay.
go here from your chin. Bring your non-dominant hand down here. Just go like that.
This,
Thank you.
quarterback of the football team.
Just bring it.
Better than Aaron Rodgers, I bet. Okay.
Yeah.
Like this? And he
And
said,
then just
yeah.
bring it.
Okay. Thank
Thank you.
Oh. Did I do it?
Mm-hmm.
A little stiff, right?
Just gotta go.
You'll get more comfortable.
Now, how do you say you're welcome?
Oh, we got to cut on that.
He said we have to cut on that one. There is
I
a
wanna
sign.
thank
really.
you. I'll leave it on there.
Did you ever teach us?
And this is why we're learning. And so this is great. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Next
you.
time you come back, we're going to do your welcome. We're going to do big sentence. We're just going to do sentences. This is so exciting. So I want to thank you, Alexis. I want to thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Miss Barbee, because we know that the magic happens in the classroom. So we appreciate you all for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And I'm Syeda Jafri, and I want to thank you. And we'll see you next time on the Bridge Podcast.